Guys, it's late, super late, and it's entirely Rad's fault again. Some of you who will be playing Battletech Bingo this week will immediately get several squares. If you're playing on YouTube, you can't win because we don't. I mean, you win when you play live. Check chat right now, or the Battletech Discord subreddit thing, whatever we got, the channel. Get your card. Please only use one of them. Generate one. If you win, take a screenshot of it, throw it in MS Paint, cut it out, Imgur it, whatever, let us know. Provide us with proof. We have 2 prizes tonight. Sid has offered another copy of Battletech on Steam, and TechCroach has offered a $40 game of choice on Steam, or I believe GOG. Let's see if we can win. If you have a square listed Rad in black and white, you automatically get that square.
Also, you get the Pondo Justice Very Fine Hat one. I just did that.
Excellent. Congratulations. So now we're gonna actually start the show. I'm Arthur Perkins. This is APGamingREAL. Last week, people said I seemed tired and agitated. Well, guess what? I'm fucking doubling down today, boys. It's episode 16 of the 2nd season, and we have Dave. Now I want to talk about the love triangle going on here. Dave is thirsty to play with SidAlpha, and that's the only reason he shows up on my shows. Rad is thirsty to play with Henley, aka Dave, but he's also going on deployment next week, so he can't show up for the second part. So everybody's just chasing everybody in a love triangle way. Now we just need to get Sid to chase after Rad, and we can use them to power a magnet.
That already happens.
That's every day.
Yeah,
every day. Blowing up my inbox.
I liked Sid.
Oh, is there
Sid
Arthur Hanks' head?
No, there's not an Arthur Hanks' head.
Sid is specifically my carrot. You know, like he you put him in front of me, I will chase him down. Like he's the elusive white whale that I have been. Like this is so. So a little bit of backstory here. Before Sid became known as the avenger of everything good and holy on the internet, he was just a man. And I wanted to play with Sid in some games ever since those early dawn-breaking times. And it's been especially difficult now that he has become an avenger, I guess you could say, a caped crusader. A vigilante, someone who is collectively taking out the internet's trash. So, you know, it's been harder and harder to get the man on a game. And now that I don't do streaming full time, I was like, fuck it, man. I'll be a fucking mech for a couple episodes to hang out with the dude. Fuck it. Why not? Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So that's my excuse. So. Yeah.
Listen,
it comes from the sheer difficulty that I still work a full-time day job. If I didn't have that, then my evening schedule would open way up. So y'all need to hurry up and get me 200,000 subscribers. And I actually need to get back to making videos now that I'm not quite as sick anymore.
I'll tell you what, motherfucker, if I was at 200,000 subscribers on YouTube, I would just be like, that's my full-time job now, y'all. That's it.
Figure right at around 100,000 subs, I'll generate enough income that I can.
Oh my goodness,
full time.
Oh my.
So I'm generating enough income to do it full time at 2,000 with and an MGN. You know, like so, it is possible. And if you'd be making mad dosh if you're doing 200,000 and you had the right ad provider. So
200,000, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Look, I don't know. Listen to these motherfuckers up in here. All right?
Yeah.
Look, people want me to take my glasses off. Congratulations, audience members. I'm not here to provide you with easy squares. I'm simply here to provide you with the most insulting squares possible.
AP, I have already used my free thing for the sunglasses.
There shouldn't be a sunglasses one, but okay.
I used my free one.
I mean, the free one is just free, but okay.
Free.
Yeah,
I don't know if you
exactly.
understand how the free square
If you want
works.
to assign an action to it, you can, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
I use my free square for sadness.
Strike.
You should use it for sadness. Look, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first guest star of 3 for our season finale arc. Dave, playing Hans Strausser. Why don't you tell us who the F you are and why you're on that show Wednesday nights with me?
Yeah, sure. Hey everyone, my name's Dave. I am a ex full-time streamer, now full-time businessman. Yeah, I gave up the life of luxury for a life of hardship. I now run a production company outside of Poland for video games because fuck it. Why not give up one dream to chase another? Right? I used to do a lot of role-playing stuff, and I still want to. Eventually, I'll get around to doing it again, but it's a case of me not being able to GM anymore. So now I just force AP to do it for me, and we have a new game called New Game Plus over on his channel, the channel you're watching right now. If everything is going according to plan, and you're not some sort of alien or something like that, watching it using alternative methods. And yeah, it's a really cool game. We just started it yesterday. I'm really excited for it. And I highly suggest you watch it. It's got many a joke in it. And it will get serious when Arthur can finally kill us. So that's
Now,
that.
see, I was only able to catch about the first quarter, and then I had to go crash out because I'm still sick. So you guys managed to survive the first episode, I take it.
Yeah, well, my companions aren't very good at not getting hurt. So,
Well,
it was.
when you're a ranger or a rogue, it's pretty easy for you to get hurt. If you're a fighter, it's hard to get hurt. Let's say grind stuff.
Especially if you're, a half orc.
Yeah.
Fighter,
Yeah, but is the
which is apparently
shows
the
that
best class.
yeah, half orc fighter, best class race combination ever known to man. I can be thrown off a mountain.
Barbarian.
I mean,
Azamar Mystic Thurge from Pathfinder.
Half
Look,
elf,
Pathfinder.
soul
Pathfinder players right there are all nodding their heads and going, yeah, true that, true that.
I can be thrown off a mountain, and Arthur can't do shit against me. That's all I'm gonna say. So
I mean, you'll hit the
I
ground, you'll be reduced to 1 hit point, and then, the
bounce,
rocks.
and then you land again.
Yeah, you bounce. The rocks you dislodged in your path land on you.
So
Gosh,
good at
right.
Here's the thing that Dave isn't realizing is that his life is dependent on the life of all of his comrades. So
I know. I know.
you could throw-
I know
Only
that.
one out of the other three.
His character will become increasingly embittered as everyone around him continuously dies and sets him back.
why is the halfling not made of more meat?
I liked you guys at first, but now I think you're real pieces of shit.
They're all half insane, and he's racking up insanity counters, not from dying, but by simple fact that they're all
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
The Rangers are going to end
Yeah,
up having to cure wounds on themselves at all times.
I'll eventually turn into Bill Murray in that game, where I'll just be like, "Well, I'm gonna take the groundhog and drive myself off a fucking cliff. Let's go."
See if that'll do it. If not, then
Toaster in the bathtub a few times.
So, if you're interested in that, youtube.com/APGamingREAL, look for New Game Plus. Dave, we've done some shows together on your youtube.com/Hensicle, specifically
Yep.
Dante Fierro, which I think is where I got my first Raddosaurus fan art, or was that on Star Wars?
For what? What?
You were the only person who did Dante Fierro fan art, where you did me as Dante Fierro dressed like Santa.
I think that came after.
It was so meta layered.
Because I actually, some
Yeah.
of my first fan art was actually like pencil on paper Star Wars
Yeah.
fan art.
Yeah.
Sure. So, but I like took a
To
picture
be
of it
fair,
myself.
I still remember feeling really bad when you drew out that whole comic, and I was like, Rad, I'm so sorry, but that is based off of Dom. That character is black.
But I changed it.
He's not a southern white
It
guy.
was fine.
He's literally based off of a real, actual person who was on my show.
See, Arthur,
be
it's
fair, if-
called creative license.
Yeah.
It was the
This
Netflix
isn't
adaptation.
Avatar: The Last Airbender. Okay, you know.
Well,
No,
if you
but
had
to be
anime
fair-
talk right there, you just nailed it, buddies.
That's hold up.
Dave
That
was
is
like, soft.
That is not anime. That is not
I'm
anime.
glad- I'm
But
glad
by
you
the
know
very
that-
fact we're discussing whether or not it's anime, hasn't it become anime talk?
No.
Yeah.
You're like
Don't
your
like
own
it there.
prophecy. You're like the Pandora's box that can reach around and open itself up. So
They actually drilled a hole in the side so that way you can stick your arm through to unlock the hatch.
Yep. Yeah, it's like one of those reverse cat boxes where you put the paw comes out and shuts the box itself. So, but no, to be fair, if you haven't, like, there are some legendary games on both myself and Arthur's channels that you should look up. The first one is
Legendary.
the Edge of the Empire game.
Yeah,
The
Shadows
Edge
of
of the
War.
Empire game was fucking straight up like legendary. Like, I still talk about that, and people still talk to me about that game. Actually,
We actually did a
Heroes.
crossover show with people who had played characters from different shows. Pondo was playing Bandito on it.
I was.
Virgil was playing Toby.
Oh god.
I killed a Nile. but
Yeah,
I
you
don't know
killed
if
Nile.
Actually, for a long time, I've been meaning to post like old art from that show on Thursdays as like a Throwback Thursday thing, and I just keep forgetting.
You know, it's Thursday right now.
I know.
He's gonna get it
I don't
next
want to.
Thursday.
I don't want to do anything on my computer and fear
Ah.
that it'll catch on fire. So if you remind me at the end of the show when I have Tabletop Simulator closed, I will go back and tweet an old piece of fan art from the Star Wars days.
Yeah. And I mean, like, my content is significantly less restricted. Like, these days Arthur's games aren't so bad, but like back in those days Arthur was like, think about the children. So, like, you know, there was...
Look, man, that was the time where I was like, maybe I should appeal to a younger demographic and not say motherfucker all the time. Or call the audience assholes.
Exactly. So my games are very much more adult in nature. I would
Indeed.
say.
Meanwhile, I think we should call the audience
Actually,
assholes more
Henley-
often.
I don't know if you'll remember. My first experience with Henley was on a guy named Eat My Diction's channel when he did
Oh,
when he
boy.
did Cyberpunk 20.
Yes. Yeah, that's where my first love. So let me tell you a story. I was at a barbecue in San Francisco, and I was just there. I didn't know anyone, and they, like, literally these massive Twitch streamers were all there. And this is before I started streaming and doing D&D shit. And then one of these guys were like, "Hey, you like playing D&D?" I'm like, "Yeah." And it's like, "Listen, I do this Twitch thing. Maybe you can GM a game for us." I'm like, "Oh yeah, fuck it. This guy will probably want to play something stupid." He's like, "Cyberpunk," and I'm like, "What?" So, yeah, no. But Cyberpunk is a brilliant game. Like, absolutely fucking amazing. If you can get around the fact that it's old as shit.
Yeah.
And most people who play role-playing games these days that aren't like if you don't play like Dungeons and Dragons, or if you don't play like Pathfinder and you're not used to the sort of crunch, a lot of people have problems with it because it's just like, what do you mean I have to fucking do homework on my character? It's like, yeah, no, if you want your character to be functional and not die 10 seconds into the game, you literally have to do that. So most of my Cyberpunk games, their game especially,
Oh yeah.
it was very much like, well, I could kill you, but I'm not going to, because that's not fun for anyone watching the show. So it was a struggle for me as a GM because I wanted to play the rules, but at the same time, everyone was just like, what if I fuck a lamp? And I'm like,
Yeah.
You get electrocuted
okay.
and you die.
Sid knows from personal experience.
Yes.
so, yeah, no,
I have personally died 17 times.
but that game is really good. You should go check that out too. Eat My Diction's YouTube. I believe it's still up. He didn't edit it in any way, so it's just raw as fuck out there. But
Yep.
yeah, you can go watch it. Sure.
All right. Speaking of raw as fuck, let's go ahead and talk to Englishmudkip. What do you got going on?
Well, my week's been pretty okay. I finally got my provisional license, so I can start learning. Yeah, so I can start learning how to bloody drive, and actually freaking get a job finally. hopefully. But yeah, I've had to freaking scan my entire computer, hard drives, and everything this week, and freaking clean it all because it's been absolute mayhem the past couple of days. Games not running at all, getting bugged, freaking hell. It was a nightmare this week for gaming. But other than that, it's been pretty alright. That's all. Freaking I have watched the newest episode of Overlord. There, you can have anime talk properly. It was actually pretty good. Overlord.
Are you kidding? Is that a joke?
It's
It's being universally hailed as one of the worst episodes of Overlord that have ever been released.
Oh wait, no. I've been watching loads of different freaking rewatches of Overlord stuff. I'm forgetting which episode I watched recently.
All right.
Yeah, but I've been enjoying Overlord here and there. Some of the writings need fixing, but it's been good. Been a little roller coaster.
Okay. Needs fixing is definitely a thing I would say about Overlord. And it's also a thing I would say about Pondothemad. I wouldn't actually say that about Pondothemad. The only thing I need about Pondothemad is maybe a little bit more streaming. Like 5 minutes longer on intros, but other than that, he's nearly perfect. He's so perfect that I had to take shots on him on Cankle because I was too afraid to attack him directly on this show.
I'm in the process of watching. I'm in the process of watching that and New Game Plus free about yesterday. But yeah, no, I'm Pondo. I do YouTube and stream, Twitch and stuff. Recently, I've been playing the crap out of XCOM 2, and
you should be streaming the fuck out of that, man. People will watch XCOM all day long.
I should, but
name it after viewers, and they'll go crazy when you just sadistically abuse them. And you're like, right, "Fuck you, Ted, 1921. I can't believe you missed another shot." And they'll be like, "Oh my god, Senpai, you noticed me. Oh no, you're throwing me in the garbage dumpster. Now I'm stuck in the hospital for a month. Please, Senpai, no."
All right, Pondo. Real talk here. XCOM, the out of the 2 new XCOM games, and they're excluding all that old shit because Terror from the Deep is literally the best XCOM game ever made.
Nope.
But and fine words, Arthur.
You're wrong.
But XCOM 1 or XCOM 2, because I will judge you severely on your answer here.
Honestly,
are we including expansion packs?
They're 2 different type of scenarios, so it's hard to say. XCOM 1 is more about like world defense, as in you have pretty much all the resources and you have to start that. XCOM 2 is about you're a resistance that doing guerrilla ops and stuff like that. I can't really compare the 2 in that sort of way.
But they're the same. But here's the thing: one's the original, one's a sequel. So which one do you prefer? There's no other thought necessary than that.
It depends. It honestly depends on how I feel. If I want to feel like,
oh, and that's such a wishy-washy answer, man. Give me the fact.
Welcome
I'm
to the stream.
wishy-washy about the 2. That's the thing, because it's like I like XCOM 1 because it's more of I technically have all the shit, and I'm not trying to be like all underground in a scenario that's not going to.
Let's talk gameplay mechanics, Pondo.
Yeah, man,
how about that?
How about that?
Mechanics. XCOM 2 as far as gameplay mechanics, because it just generally runs better.
Wrong answer.
Let me just say something here.
XCOM 2
percentage
has it where you can like waypoint move a character instead of having to waste like a whole action trying to get around like one little fire that's in the way or whatnot.
Sure, but like, when it comes down to the fact that like of just the actual pure like XCOM experience, XCOM 1 was just like, it was like a fucking lightning in a teacup. That game was just like, boom, this is how you modernize a game, ladies and gentlemen.
Except when you have a 99% hit chance and you still miss.
Well, yeah, because it's a 99% chance. It's not a guaranteed hit.
You
It's
just
just a
have shit
extremely
luck. That's the problem.
likely chance that you'll hit.
Look, when you roll enough dice,
Now, if you're
eventually you get a
still with
headshot.
100% chance, then there's something wrong there.
Look,
Actually, yeah.
I'm waiting for the XCOM Fantasy Dinosaur game to come out. I fucking want that shit so bad.
Dude, I would play that too.
Or like you're right next to them, 50% hit chance. Like you're right next to them though.
Well, it means 50%. I mean, that's
Well, that also takes into account a lot of intangibles too, like armor penetration and
Oh my goodness, guys, we're not going into.
know,
Do you see what you've done, Pondo? I asked you for 5-minute longer
It's like
intro.
Actually,
You
I take
delivered.
3 hit points to the neck. Well, obviously they're hacking into your neck. You're gonna die, right? No, that's not exactly what that means. It's not what it entails.
I can tell
Sorry,
you.
are we playing
50% chance to hit
Cyberpunk?
it.
The
Right.
percentage isn't the percentage in XCOM is it's a hit, not how much damage you do. The game does take in factors like, oh, you're behind cover, or you moved, or they moved, and or how much armor they actually have, and such. Like in XCOM 2, there's shields as well. There's the freaking shield bearers that can add on to the armor.
I can tell you from very personal experience that just because someone is standing right next to you and shoots at you does not mean they will hit you.
exactly.
Despite the fact that they should be 99% likely to hit you.
Kung Fu.
You know,
true.
this will actually tie back around to the cyberpunk discussion because the first time I realized how bad people are at shooting is in the Cyberpunk 2020 rulebook. They published the FBI statistics that you're less than 50% chance to hit a man standing 8 feet away from you with a handgun,
Yep.
even if they're not moving.
That's why every single bullet in that game is rolled to hit,
Yeah.
regardless of how many you shoot in a single 2-second
And they were like,
period.
the majority of guns are fired at night while both targets are moving and at someone else with a gun
Yep.
In a stressful situation.
in a stressful situation. Well, I mean, I assume being shot at is stressful, you know.
Well, shooting someone is stressful too.
I wouldn't know about the second one. I know about the first one. I know about being shot
Shooting
at. I
someone
just
is a stressful thing too.
inbound, not outbound. How
You
about
generally
that?
don't shoot at people unless you're afraid for your life in that moment. So you're pretty
Outbound
stressed
is
out.
stressful too. I can actually attest to that fact.
Look, I'm actually very stressed out, but I still don't shoot people, Rad. So it's
I
okay.
understand that. I'm just saying they're not mutually exclusive, but when one does follow the other in most circumstances.
All right. Pondo, do you have anything else to add? I know you were trying to break into the conversation like 10 times. I could see you. We could go back and clip it every time you're like, wait, I want to get in on this.
Moral of the story: don't bet on your shots. You just gotta hope it hits.
Yeah, that's why in XCOM 2 you just use grenades all the time.
Oh yeah, man.
100% chance to hit.
100% chance. Explosives,
They
dude.
even fixed it in XCOM 2 where you still get the dead bodies.
The most
I mean,
valuable thing
you
the Army
can-
ever taught me was accuracy through volume. Like I say it all
Yeah.
the time. True, it works.
All right, well,
Salvos. Motherfucker. Salvo.
Yeah, why do you think I'm piloting a missile mech?
look, you fucking got 4 12 packs in a row last time. It was, or 20 packs in a row. It was ridiculous.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, it
You're
was
really close to
brilliant.
grip too.
Speaking of people who are ridiculous, let's talk to SidAlpha.
I am ridiculous. I'm also still kind of a little sick.
I thought you were going to go, I am SidAlpha.
I am SidAlpha. I'm the Brute Squad. No, I'm doing okay. Feeling a bit better day by day. This gunk seems to be taking forever to get over. So I still have yet to get any videos out on my channel. It's been over a week now, and it's killing me. I started to realize I feel like I'm actually going through withdrawals, not posting YouTube videos.
Yeah, no, I know that exact feeling. The moment I stopped doing streaming stuff, I kind of had that itch, which it's sort of really hard to describe. Where it's just like I should be making content, but then at the same time, I realized that like, you know, the moment I stop and the moment I stop doing it, I just feel a lot better.
Honestly, I sat down, I probably pulled up spreadsheets and stuff, and I started working on things like 8 times last night, and I just okay, I'm going to do this. I can't do this.
No,
Okay, I'm going to do this. I can't do this. So my brain just won't engage because I'm exhausted right now from being sick. Like
So,
I wanted to take a nap before the stream, but I didn't get a chance to.
and especially when it comes to the sort of content that you particularly do these days, which is to say, like, you know, commentary on, I guess, like actual issues that are affecting industry and stuff like that. Like, you have to be fairly like a lot more precise rather than just being like a commentary on like new stuff coming out, or you know, like an opinion commentation or something like that. So, you know, you get basically one opportunity to I guess talk about a subject before people make a you know, decision on whether or not they believe or follow with you and that sort of stuff. So yeah, I can understand why you're not making them right now.
Yeah, you got you have one chance and you've got to get it right. You've got to make sure to double and triple check your facts, because as well I know, if you get even one minor fact wrong that changes nothing in the overall grand scheme of things, people will still pick you to shreds over it. And especially when you're dealing with a lot of the recent topics, like with Telltale Games and the Rome Total War 2 controversy that's going on right now. And when I posted the video regarding Zoe Quinn's Kickstarter,
oh yeah, that was a saucy little thing.
They'll try anything, even to the point of just straight up making up lies and shit to be able to come after you with. It's
now, you know what your comeback video should be about? Nintendo stock price rising because of fucking smut. Like, that's a nice easy one to come back.
First off, you motherfucker. Let me tell you something. There are some very tasteful Princess Bowser. What's even better?
I saw Jessica Nigiri's cosplay.
Oh god, yeah, I saw that.
Yes, but there's some actual very nice fan art not done by hentai artists. But even more importantly, is it's gone second stage. Other characters cosplaying as Princess Bowser is the new wave right now. People are doing it for Mordred from Fate Grand Order, and that shit is incredible.
I've seen loads of little comics of people getting this super crown, characters getting the super crown, and it's just brilliant.
Everyone's asking me what I think of all this Bowsette nonsense, and I feel like there should be more Bowsette on the internet.
Oh my god, Sid, what an answer. What a bold yet controversial stance.
Here's a question for you. Blonde Bowsette or redhead Bowsette? The one that looks
all right, come on. This is not Commander Shepard.
Or Peach.
Now, the issue that you guys
don't
are missing
really
there
care. Really,
is that an actual real world stock trading price was affected?
It went up 2%. It went up 2% because
not just 2%.
Like, see, a lot of people hear 2%, and they don't realize how much money that actually is.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that was $2 whole dollars. It went up It went from $43 a stock to $45 a stock overnight, which is just, and it's still rising, and it was like and then like literally a spike because of a hashtag about gender swapping smut, and it was just like
it's kind of their own fault for showing Toadette, which is the base character that they showed in the new game, putting on the super crown and becoming the princess formed Toadette.
Now, you know what the real question is? It brings up that Peach is actually an alien symbiotic life.
Probably.
That's what that actually means. Like that Peach is actually like some sort of disgusting like hive mind alien that latches onto like lesser beings, and basically like
wasn't that one of the games where freaking aliens came and freaking done hive mind stuff? I think that was one of the DS games.
I think it means that the actual Princess Peach that has been Princess Peach all along has always just been like a Goomba with a crown on it. Like
it's a symbiotic
or a toad with a crown.
That would explain why she keeps repeatedly turning down Mario at the end of Odyssey, where she's like, "I'm not that into you," and he's like, "What the fuck?"
And the funny thing that
look, it's okay, right? She doesn't have to love him because he always comes and saves her, but I'm just saying that is the premise, that they're in love.
You really have to feel for Mario because he's been totally friend zoned He's madly in love with her, and she keeps on running off with the bad boy who is no good for her.
No,
She's
I
in
don't.
a very
I
abusive
don't feel bad
relationship.
for him at all, man. It's fucking Luigi is the loser of this story.
She is. She's emotionally
Luigi's got
manipulative.
Daisy.
Luigi's a millionaire with a mansion.
But that mansion is full of goddamn ghosts.
See, Luigi does this just to help out his poor brother, who's just besotted with love and will never see it reciprocated.
Yeah.
And he just does all this because he feels.
Here's a funny thing. Toad has, on many occasions in many games, referenced Princess Toadstool has referenced a certain old Toad as her grandfather. So it could be just fairies, but very highly based fairies. That she is just a toad wearing a super crown.
All right, I think we should play this game now.
We're not even through intros yet, Dave.
Yeah.
Rad, let's go ahead and start yours. You're usually 30% of the intros, so
45.
Yeah, that's probably
5
more
minutes
accurate.
just on that. I'll get that.
I don't have anything to say about Bowserette. I don't know why it's
That's
such
good.
a big deal, because I don't know, it's been going on the internet for like the last decade with every other character on the internet. So I don't know why suddenly it matters that it's happening to Bowser.
Because
man, there was a Rule 63 renaissance at the time Zero Suit Star Fox came out.
It's been happening this whole time, guys. Why are we so surprised that I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway,
I'm not surprised by it, but I
No, it
am
just
super
means it's
curious
more
at all
plausible.
of the lewd porn artists who are jumping in on it.
Actually, it is surprising that it really hasn't happened with Bowser up until this point.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's
Like,
the
why-
surprising thing.
Why is this news? We've been drawing lewd versions of all types of characters since forever. So why?
You know, I
are
was
we hearing
literally
about
about to say, I mean, it's because who would want to fuck a lizard, right? But then I had to stop myself because I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
there are
it's not
people out
that.
there.
There
Yeah,
are
yeah,
people
that's the
that
thing.
watch the show that like to fuck lizards.
Sorry,
The scaly
particular viewers.
I know it's just one, and I think most of us know who it is.
I
do.
I know
Yeah, I know you do.
that type. I know the furry communities and I know the scalies community. And yes, it's all because of the crown, the super crown that turns you into a princess. And
Look, Rad, save me from
bring
this
it back,
conversation.
to bring it
Thank
back,
you.
I'm Raddosaurus. Here I am on the internet with these guys. I've had a whirlwind last 48 hours full of doctor's appointments and children and stuff. So it's been pretty nerve wracking. Last week, my son swallowed a quarter.
Oh shit!
Which is the top end of the size of an object that a person his size can swallow without needing like immediate emergency surgery to like have it stuck in your esophagus. Fortunately, it made it down past his esophagus into his stomach. So we had x-rays last week and he's got a quarter down in there. And then I had another x-ray with him. I took him back for a follow-up yesterday and it doesn't appear to have gone anywhere. It's just sitting there kind of in his upper stomach. So at this point, I'm starting to get a little concerned. I expect to hear back from his pediatrician. I had hoped to hear back from her today, but I expect to hear back from her tomorrow. If not, I'll be making phone calls as to what exactly we need to do to that. So that's been a very stressful situation.
As long as it hasn't turned into 2 dimes and a quarter.
Yeah, he's not making change in there yet. So
Real question here, though.
Yeah.
Like, at what point do you start thinking about if your son has a superpower?
Well, I already thought that. So at this point, it's just fuel to my fire as far as
But
my
it's
imagination.
but it would be one of those superpowers from what
What superpowers do you get from a quarter though? Like it's not a radioactive
not so much
spider.
that. No, it's not that. Like, do you remember there was like an old movie and it had like it was about superpowers that are terrible. What was it called?
Superman.
Screaming.
Sky High.
No,
Point
it was-
Break.
and one of the superpowers was I can turn invisible when I'm naked and no one's looking.
Yeah, that's Mystery Man.
Mystery.
Yeah, the
Mystery Man. Yeah. So
It had
what
a
if it's a
shoveler,
Mystery Man?
like a shovel
Mr.
water.
Rage or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he could, like your son's superpower.
I
is
don't
to
have
be
a
able to-
superpower. I'm just pretending to be really angry.
the Maserati.
I could swallow any size currency. Is that like
Exactly. Yeah. Like that's his superpower.
Gosh, that
He's
sounds like.
yeah.
Listen, I want to be 100% clear. I could swallow any size currency. Sounds like the title of an isekai novel, where someone gets sucked into a fantasy world, and somehow their ability to eat currency solves all of their problems and gets them a harem.
I hope that he's like a bank, and then when it finally comes out, it'll have incurred some interest, and it'll come out with like a couple extra pennies, you know. So like, it'll start,
and it'll be like a coin machine. It'll have them sorted.
Yeah.
He like barfs back up coin stacks.
Yeah.
It could also be like some sort of alchemist, like, philosopher's stone situation inside of your son's stomach, where
it turns into a gold coin.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, so maybe there's something like that going on. Like, who knows? Like, silver lining.
It's nice to be able to sit with you guys and make
dimes and a spoon. All right, son, time to get to work.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to sit with you guys and make light of a fairly stressful situation. I enjoy that. So I've had that going on. My daughter went and got her checkup today. She just turned 4. So, and then I took my other kid, my son, to all his therapy stuff today. So it's just been like doctor after doctor after doctor after doctor. Mm-hmm. So I haven't been hardly at my house for like the last 3 days because I've been Mr. Taxi Dad driving kids around to different doctors.
You're in America, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's in the most America, Texas.
I'm
in the most America of America.
Henley, that isn't in America.
The great nation of Texas.
Yeah, because anytime people talk about doctors and stuff like that, because I've been in America, I've been scared of going to see a physician in America because of just the outrageous costs that are associated with something like that.
Yeah, so, I get that, and everybody talks about that. I've never experienced that in my life because at the moment when I was old enough to not be covered by my parents' insurance. I was in the military, and I have great insurance through the military, so I never pay for anything ever.
Okay. Yeah.
So I never hesitate to take my kids or go to the doctor myself because medical care is free for me, essentially.
Yeah. So I shattered my ankle, had reconstructive surgery, and went through therapy to walk again in Australia, and I didn't pay a fucking dime for that process. If I did that in America, I would be in debt, I guess.
Yeah. You don't ever want to find yourself in a situation where you have to go through a serious medical procedure and pay out of pocket because you'll be in debt probably for the rest of your life.
100%. Yeah. So I'm glad like the moons aligned and you were able to like deal with all this situation without.
Yeah, I am very fortunate. To be honest, being in the military, I'm a reservist, and it's worth it for the insurance alone. They could literally not pay me to go to training and go to battle assemblies, and I would still make money with the insurance that they provide for me and how much money I pay for it. We would pay exponentially more if we had to get insurance through like my wife's work or anything like that. So I don't know. The military is not for everybody, but it is an excellent way to get really solid comprehensive healthcare for extremely affordable price.
Life hacks right there.
Yep, right there.
You're saying it's reliable recovery for a reasonable price?
Willing to go to another country and die, so it's practically free.
But you could join the Air Force.
Or you could join the Air Force, which, I don't know why everyone in America doesn't join the Air Force. I got to be 100% honest with you. It's the fucking sweetest deal on the planet. I swear to God.
Congratulations. The Rad Talks About Veteran shit is now check-offable.
Man, if I could go back and join the Air Force instead of the Army, I 100% would.
Yeah, I mean, you'd probably be a colonel by now.
Yeah, I would be a major, 100% guaranteed. I would have commissioned one for sure. But now I'm too old. I'm too old to commission at this point. So
now we got Rad on record saying that he would commission as an officer.
I would have, yeah, absolutely. That was actually my original plan when I joined the Army. But being the procrastinator that I am, I wanted to reach certain enlisted ranks first so that I could have O1E pay when I got promoted to an officer. And then I eventually just aged out. I got too old to go to OCS, and I got too old and they stopped doing direct commissions in the reserve. So basically the only way to become an officer at this point for me would be to become a doctor or a lawyer. And I'm not going to do either one of those. So I've got about 2 more years, and I will probably shoot for a warrant officer. So I'll still commission, but I'll commission as a warrant officer because you can become a warrant officer all the way up to 42 right now, I think. So that one is still on the table for me. But as far as a traditionally commissioned officer, that ship has sailed.
All right.
So yeah. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot going on. I drew a space crystal for Arthur for his New Game Plus show, which I have been slowly working through. I didn't get to watch all of it yesterday, but I got through most of it today. I think I only have about 30 minutes left or so of show to watch. I'm liking it a lot so far. The internet has been touch and go. Anytime I've interacted with the internet, it's been fairly terse just because I've been stressed out about my children. So if you're watching and I've interacted with you on the internet in the last 48 hours and been a dick to you, well, I mean, I'm not that sorry, but I'm a little bit sorry.
You either deserved it or you got in his way.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been in a mood lately, so I don't apologize for my behavior, but at the same time, I recognize that it's maybe not always as diplomatic as it could be. So there's that.
And we need to hurry up and end the intros.
Yeah.
We hit the 50.
I know. Listen, people assume that the broadcast time is equal to the introduction time, and that's incorrect. It's currently at 40 minutes and 34 seconds.
Yeah.
I try and cut it out for 30 minutes every time. So
Look, we used to do 5-minute intros back in the day.
fuck, man. How do you become friends with people if you don't do introductions? That's what
I didn't become friends with people. I guess I became friends with Sid. We covered that on Monday, where I incoherently said something like, I've known Sid longer than anyone else in my current adult life, and he's a trustworthy, reliable guy, even though I don't agree with 90% of the shit he says. But that's okay, because if I only listen to people that I agree with, I'll be in an echo chamber and believe some crazy-ass shit. He's usually wrong, but sometimes I can be wrong, and he might be right. And I don't want to wait until my life is over.
Will I ever actually admit that I might be right about something?
No, I've admitted you've been right about...
He might be wrong.
No, I've admitted that you can be right about some things. Like Star Citizen.
Not that it was. Can be.
No, I just did.
See, that's still the
SidAlpha is correct that Star Citizen is a garbage-ass game that's never going to release.
There's a first.
It's not a first. I've said this before.
That's an opinion that other people have.
That Star Citizen is great? Yes, there are some people that believe that.
There are a lot of people that think there are people that have spent thousands of dollars on that game.
It's Stockholm Syndrome. Yeah.
Gotten more than their money's worth.
All right.
I feel bad about putting $60 into that game.
I put $0 in.
Yeah, I put 120 into it.
Oh my goodness.
I regret it.
I'm trying. Are you serious, Sid?
Yeah, I bought the black fighter jet package.
I bought the basic ass package you could get when they first did their Kickstarter because I was like, oh sweet, yeah, the guy that made the TIE Fighter game. Fuck yeah, I'll get in on that while the going's good. And then he's just like, what if?
I mean, they just keep bloating.
It's the game.
Yeah, they just keep.
Yeah, you've got no one to pull them back to reality at it. Truthfully.
Yeah,
they're just monetizing the shit out of.
Yeah, they're just straight up pulling a notch.
Yeah.
They haven't released it yet. It's not like
at least the release.
At least.
Man, here I was getting ready to launch the show, and
was supposed to launch towards the end of 2016.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
We still don't have an updated release on it. Sorry, Arthur.
No, it's fine.
So there's like, I'm ready. And somebody's like, but Sid, loot boxes.
I can't wait for Sid's full introvert or full controversy depth video on Roll20 when this Nolan shit finally gets done.
Yeah, I had a few people leaning that. It sounded like it was just one person. That I saw something that there was actually
there was 13 people.
See that no one.
We're not going to talk about it. It's not going to happen. He just needs to fucking apologize and get the hell out of Dodge. That's all there is to it.
Me?
No. Nolan. Oh. Not you, Sid. You need to prepare yourself for this goddamn show. Nolan. We're getting started.
I'll talk about it. There's a lot of shit that I need to cover when I get back to making videos.
We're at 44 minutes, so if you were hoping to pick up the 50-minute intro, you're wrong, and it didn't happen.
It's not my fault this time.
Wait, there's more.
No, there's not more.
There's not.
So if you recall, at the end of the last episode, you all had been recruited by an organization within Lyran Intelligence called the Bodians. You are to take your unit to a jolly little planet in the middle of effing nowhere called Kolavrati. It's right up nestled where your usual space is, up there by Sluis and Kukin's Pezra Pit, all of the periphery side Lyran Commonwealth bullshit. You've been knighted, Sir Maxwell Harridan, captain of Crow's Black. It's a big day for you.
Start collecting titles, I think.
You've been given a new dress uniform that involves a massive black with silver trim cape. It's made of crushed velvet, and it weighs like 30 pounds. It's like and it's super flowy. It's like the Lord of the Rings ring wraith shit.
Does it actually have Lyran Alliance insignia on it?
The clasps at your shoulders are made of silver and are the mailed fist of the Lyran Commonwealth.
Oh, then I straight up wear that shit with pride. I don't care how much it weighs.
It weighs a lot. I love the idea that you now wear it daily. Yeah. For you, it's like it's Dragon Ball Z weighted clothing for you.
Yeah, I was about to make the weighted clothing joke, but yeah.
Like I get a cotton version of it that I wear in bed.
Everybody starts giving him more heavy stuff to hold on for like a second while he's.
You've got like the soft like onesie with the Velcro on the shoulders that you can like Velcro a pajama version of it too. Whenever you see.
I'm googling that right now. Is there such a thing as pajama capes? I'm gonna look that up.
Yes.
Oh, my children have them. I promise you that they're a real thing.
Yeah, they're a thing.
Because I'm going to buy one.
Is there anything anybody wanted to do on planet while that thing goes down, you know?
What which planet are we still?
You are on Outreach.
We're still on Outreach?
Yeah. Is there anything you guys want to do on Outreach before you begin your 4-month journey?
Let's see, we already spent more than we should have.
Yes. You will be deeply in debt on your arrival.
I want to make sure that there's some. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know if we could possibly like get like the
things to repair our mechs, like mine.
Kenneth Cross training videos, essentially.
You want to get a full set of the Kenneth Cross? Yeah, so they're offering a 30% off memorial sale with all proceeds going to charity.
Does Bandito feel dirty buying Kenneth Cross TV?
Oh, terribly so. There's still like a smirk on his face because he's dead, but he still feels bad. So it's like a smirk on one side, and the other side is like resting bitch face.
There's a little twitch in the corner of his mouth.
It's really weird looking at him. It's very conflicting, but it's for the betterment of the crew, essentially.
Is it the Kenneth Cross how to hit with missiles thing that he gives to Herod?
Oh, absolutely.
I want to mandate an appropriate number of like shore leave days for the crew to make sure everybody can go out and have some designated R&R time to blow off steam and reset mentally. So whatever is reasonable for us to be here, like whether it be a number of days or weeks or whatever, to give people some breathing room.
How much
they've been cooped up on the ship for so long?
How much would that set cost exactly? I'm sure it's negligible.
Yeah, it's negligible for your mercenary company. It'll cost hundreds of thousands of sea bills, but it's no big deal. Okay. The company will cover it.
I'd say just get it anyway.
Yeah.
It's for improving the crew more. So
how much for those clan double heat sinks to fix my mech?
They don't have clan double heat sinks for sale.
Oh.
That's fair.
So
what we need to do is we need to buy a Daishi and then strip its double heat sinks off.
Cost efficient.
Your debt is more than the cost of the Daishi right now, I believe. Yeah. So,
well, yeah.
On the day that you all are set to depart, 15th January 3051, there's a broadcast by Colonel Jamie Wolf of Wolf's Dragoons, who is your host at the Outreach Conference, proclaiming that the quarantine has ended. Comstar personnel are allowed back. But more importantly, there's a shocking rundown of the origin of Wolf's Dragoons and the clans, revealing that Wolf's Dragoons are in fact scouts sent by Clan Wolf in order to scout the Inner Sphere for the last 30 years. That the clans are in fact the exiled sons of General Alexander Kerensky, and that they have come to retake the Inner Sphere from the technologically primitive barbarians who currently inhabit it. All members of mercenary units or warriors that wish to fight back against the clans are invited to come to Outreach They will support, the Wolf's Dragoons will support any efforts to fight the clans. They'll get you a unit, they'll get your unit out to the front lines, and they'll get you killing.
So the Wolf's Dragoons out themselves?
Yes, they out themselves. As your dropship is taking off the planet, there's simultaneous. So the quarantine's broken, so dropships are finally going in and out of the system. Shit goes bonkers. Dozens of jump ships are coming in system. Comstar begins transmitting again. No one knows what's going on. There's a lot of talk about whether or not the Wolf's Dragoons should be like eradicated for being clan spies.
But they're helping the Innersphere is what I'm.
They are helping the Innersphere.
Okay.
Quite ballsy of them to
Extremely.
what
But if
they
you know
were.
anything about Wolf's Dragoons,
I mean, they like money. Money's good. I don't know. I'm not going to judge them. Clans are assholes.
For them to be here for about 30 years, I
I'm sure
think they probably turned to the people instead of what they once were part of.
So Goldstag, what was the name of your sister? You'd indicated you had a sister in Lyran Intelligence.
Her name was Jennifer Goldhush.
So, as you all dock with your Lyran Commonwealth transport, you're going to be transported out of the system by military, but then you're going to have to take civilian transport all the way across the Innersphere. You're basically going the radius of the circle to the outside. And yeah, go ahead, Dave. In the process, on the jump ship, you there's a transfer of an intelligence officer. It's Jennifer Goldstag. When she sees her brother, she just looks miserable. Absolutely miserable. And is like, oh, it's you. Of course it's you.
so I take it she knows you.
She's my big sister.
That explains the forlorn look.
Come now, sis. It's been too long.
She turns her head to ignore you and faces Harridan and says, Sir Harridan, I am the liaison officer from the Bodians to this unit. I will expect you to carry all of the decorum we expect of a black operations unit.
Of course.
I want you to be clear in understanding that I have no approval for a unit like this. The Bodians should not be getting involved, but more importantly, you should not be being extended a knighthood, nor should any of their members of the crew be receiving Lyran citizenship. But some people get treated very specially and get to become doctors and head out to the Draconis Combine, where we don't live, in order to become samurai and play around with their swords, and then get involved with gangsters in 2 different nations, and get to live super charmed lives where they come back and somehow end up heroes of the Lyran Intelligence.
Ma'am.
Yes, can I help you, sir?
I do believe you're getting a bit off topic there. If you
I am
if you wish to
completely
hatch
off
things
topic,
out with
Sir
family
Harridan.
matters, ma'am, I suggest you do it in your own time.
I will be taking a liaison position on your dropship. I expect you to provide appropriate quarters.
Please.
We'll be sure to do that, man.
Allow me to be clear, Sir Harridan. I'm your liaison officer. I give orders to you, not the other way around.
We'll be
This
sure
is
to
going to be like old times then, isn't it?
I look at the others with a very, very significant, tempted to toss her
Is
out the
he, like-
nearest airlock look.
Is Harridan more pompous than usual? Is that what I'm getting?
A little bit.
He's got his cape on. He just keeps shrugging his
He
shoulders.
does like he's no super.
What's even better is he's wearing the cape in 0G, so it's probably just like going
It's already
fucking
masking,
wild.
Just
Yeah.
up past his head.
We'll be sure to accommodate your needs, ma'am.
There's some Doctor Strange shit going on.
Is
Very
there
well.
anything else that we may need to know?
No, you're dismissed.
Thank you, ma'am. Did she end the call?
This isn't a call. She's
This is
meeting you
face-to-face.
directly at the
Oh,
dropship.
she's here.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
okay.
transferring from the jump ship to the dropship.
All right. I immediately leave to get out of this very awkward
I
situation.
wait for her to leave.
I hand her a note. I've been meaning to give you this since what I heard. It's about our mum and dad and our brother.
I'm already aware of the situation. I am a Lyran intelligence officer. Warrant Officer Goldstag.
I'll just lean over into Harridan's ear and be like, I'll go get those accommodations prepared right away, sir. And I walk off.
She goes to follow you.
I just look at her and said, you know the ones I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
It's basically the dingiest, tiniest fucking broom closet on the whole shit.
Oh, no.
I take her to where I take her to the closet they lock a rapier in.
Oh, come now.
No, I'll take her to, obviously we don't have like any empty space in the dropship. It's 100% filled up, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. I'll take her. First, I'm going to see if I can get her to sit and wait somewhere where I go prepare an area.
Yes, she will.
Okay. I go to my barracks. And
I mean, you share a room with someone, but that's
who do I
it.
share a room with?
I don't know, but
Probably Harridan.
no, Harridan wouldn't have his own room because he's commander of
Me,
the mech
maybe?
unit.
I don't know.
Yeah, probably Bandito. I mean,
I was going to suggest you could
Oh
take
my
my room as well. So it'd be like, so we just meet up in the same room. Like, you had the same idea, huh?
Bunkmate with Dr. Assman.
Yeah, but I'm gonna take like the thermostat and turn it to like 100 degrees and just like rip it off the wall.
Oh, God, no.
when you do that, you immediately get a call from Baron.
Yeah, like it's
God,
fine.
fix it.
Everything's
This is
fine.
Baron here. The
How are
air
you?
conditioning unit on the dropship seems to be acting up again. It sounds like your room has been locked to over 100 degrees. Are you
Yeah,
feeling
that's
hot-blooded?
103 at least.
Well, we'll check it and see. We'll send someone up there to replace it immediately.
No rush. This was purely by design. I know we have lots of important things.
I'm
to
sorry,
do,
did you say it's by design?
but just get to it when you get to it, Baron. It's all good.
No, I'm sending someone up right now.
I just mumble to myself, I'm like, you're a son of a bitch.
I'm sorry. What was that? I couldn't hear you over the sound of all of my doctorates.
I said my scrotum really itches. That's what I said.
That's inappropriate conduct for a professional call like this.
You don't have a doctorate for that, do you, by chance? Or should I just go see?
No, that's a medical doctor. I suggest Assman.
Okay. Sounds right.
Or your resident freaking doctor.
All right. I'll find other ways to fuck this place up while we're staying here.
Okay.
So that's fine.
So you're basically kicking yourself and Bandito out of your room and giving it to her?
Well, of course, I have no problem kicking Bandito out of the room. But I also want to make sure she's in a room that I have access to and can manipulate when she's not around.
All right.
That's okay. Bandito
I
can.
feel like Bandito's also trying to help fix everything he's trying to break.
Yeah.
Like mechanically or electronically.
So yeah, I'll just give her my room.
All right. After a time, all of you
Yeah,
get...
hot dogs
I'll slay
everywhere.
Bandito to bunk with the Russians.
The whole room reeks of like day-old hot dog water.
You guys are just.
I can't even smell that.
To make my sister hate you, aren't you?
All of you get an internal company mail from your liaison officer, Jennifer Goldstag. She's listed as special agent in charge, Goldstag. Call sign Goldstag, which is going to get confusing very quickly.
Not her last. If you want more of, if you want her old masonry call sign, I'll tell you.
No, she just
Which
uses...
one of you is older? Are you older or is she
She
older?
is.
She's older.
She is my
All right,
oldest
well, she's
sister.
gold stag number 1 and you're gold stag number 2 then.
I don't know why she chose gold stag because that's what my father
Because
chose.
she's your sister, and if she's anything like you, then she's going to be a huge pain in the ass.
Wow.
She had a different name.
The email that you all receive is asking you to confirm your new Lyran citizenship. That you know, it's like the oath of citizenship, basically. It's a legal document that when you sign it, you'll be a Lyran citizen with all the rights and privileges. Because actually, right now, none of you are Lyran citizens,
Nope.
with the exception of Murderer 6.
How does this universe work? Is dual citizenship a thing? Like,
To some extent, it's possible, but more or less, no.
Because I'm a free worlds.
Yeah,
person.
you're from the Free Worlds League.
How would I feel about becoming a Lyran citizen?
Well, how do you feel about living away from your home? I mean, you've been fighting for the Lyrans for decades now. I mean, you've been part of the Lyran military establishment or a mercenary. So I don't know. You tell me. I assume you feel kind of like all those people from Mexico or Canada that fight in the American military and then get citizenship at the end of it and say, wow, I got citizenship. This is great because I've literally been shot for this company.
Okay, yeah, I sign it and send it back.
Pretty much same thing. I just
Sure, why not?
That dude has no problem signing it. Got nothing else.
All right. You begin the travel to your next location. So according to my notes, you leave on the 15th and you arrive on April 15th, 3051, in orbit above Kolvrati. You are 28.84 million C-bills in debt. You are racking up a 9.56 C-bill debt every month just from maintenance and paying your bills. However, your mission briefing begins on the inbound run to Kolvrati. It is, of course, taking place in the Dropship's Command Information Center, and the briefing officer, special agent in charge, Jennifer Goldstag. She pulls up a picture that is of Hans Strauser. She says, gentlemen, this is the target for the first wave. No, do not kill this man on sight. That would be a terrible idea. So, Hans Strauser is a dangerous, radical terrorist within a organization. We will need to insert you into this organization after gaining his trust. Now, he is part of a organization known as the Company of Free Men. It is a backwoods militia. His family has been funding it for some time. It is part of the umbrella of terrorist groups and ultra-nationalist regimes that make up the Brotherhood of Cincinnatus. The story we're going with is this. Sir Maxwell Harridan having fun... Yes, Bandito.
Is it a cult?
No, it is not a cult.
Okay.
Sir Maxwell Harridan, we are going to be sending your unit into a combat situation with Hans Strauser. You are going to be using half ammo loads, and we're going with the following story. You, having finally achieved your lifelong dream of regaining Lyran citizenship and getting a knighthood, are disillusioned by the ongoing Lyran strife, the recognition of the horrifying things Lyran intelligence and Loki has done to you over the past few decades, and to your unit. You will use your position as a trusted member of the new Countess's company and her personal knight in order to insert yourself into the Company of Free Men by pretending to be low on ammunition, supplies, saying that the Countess is not treating you well. You will attempt to get Hans to recruit you by any means necessary and have him lead you to any possible location of the Company of Free Men. We'll then have the rest of your unit come in on a raid in order to rescue you, and we will gather any intelligence that we can on site. Now, Hans is a very charismatic individual, so you'll need to handle him with care. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Do we have any idea what sort of forces he has at his disposal?
We do not. We are aware that his grandfather purchased a off-the-rack Merlin 1A in 3010, and since then they've been maintaining it. Our understanding is that he's provided some customization, swapping his flamethrower out to the arm. Some call him Flame Punch Hans. He goes to mech demonstrations on the southern continent in order to show off his flaming death punch at mech rallies. However, no idea about the Company of Free Men's full forces. That's why we're sending you in. Now, we have hired several pirate mercenaries from the periphery to come in and attack Mr. Strauser. They will be arriving and will be attacking him in full force You will be going in with your low ammo loads in order to save him, and then indicate your complaints about the Lyran government, the current regime, the nobility in general, and specifically against the Countess, who supposedly trusts you. Do whatever it takes in order to get into his inner circle. You look like you have a question, Sir Harridan.
I'm always hesitant whenever I hear the term "do whatever it takes."
Allow me to be very clear then. Do whatever it takes within the law. You are not exempt. This isn't Loki.
As long as we're clear on that.
You're going to be compensated heavily and quite well for your operations here.
I feel like somewhere in space, Hans is just sneezing constantly right now.
This isn't an anime.
Yeah, I mean, he just has hay fever. That's
I
all.
thought we've discussed that the show has become an anime multiple times.
It's never happened.
straight up.
It has.
Very well. Thank you, number one. I appreciate it.
You
Number
can
two,
call
the
me
question is
Agent
just-
in Charge Gold Stag.
Yes, but we already have a gold stack, and Beans, your brother, states that you were born first. You're number one. He's number two.
Captain,
I will
allow
keep
me to
you
stop you. I know as a mercenary company that's been skirting the law for some time, might be loose on military protocol, but you work for Lyran Intelligence now.
So still, why don't you just use your old call sign? I quite recall you loving that call sign.
She completely blows you off and ignores you.
Hmm. Fair
Well,
enough.
Yeah, gold stag, mini gold stag. Got it.
Number one, number two.
Oh God.
Or full stag, half stag.
Where are we being dropped off, or we're meeting? Where are we meeting this gentleman?
You'll be landing at your new base, the Countess's castle.
And I'm guessing we have to travel to meet.
Yes, you'll be traveling on foot as part of the defense forces. Your lance is going to be separated from the rest of the company. The rest of the company will be engaging in what is essentially a mock battle against the invaders. We've hired them to essentially destroy the Countess's castle, but they have a laughable amount of firepower compared to the remaining two lances. I mean, you have a full Battlemech lance, a full artillery lance, and a full aerospace lance. They will be utterly and completely destroyed. Your job is to keep Hans occupied, make sure he doesn't die in the fighting, and get in.
So just to recap, just to make sure that I'm 100% clear, so we make sure there's no confusion. So we
Yes.
go out here to save Hans.
Yes.
And then Countess Kristenloff was our commander. She is a naughty girl, and we don't like her. And also, we don't like the Lyran intelligence, namely your types, because of the way your types screwed me over and stole my entire life from me.
Yes.
And we use this to get into Hans, gather information, and then when the time is right, utterly destroy it.
That is correct.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
You're dismissed.
Thank you, number one. I'll leave.
I snap to attention and give a snappy salute over my luchador mask.
Are you
knowing
still
that-
wearing that?
Oh, yeah. 100. I told you, unless otherwise noted, 100% of the time. He comes out of the shower with like a towel and his luchador mask on, like all the time. It's probably starting to smell pretty bad. Yeah, so I give her a snappy military bearing departure, knowing full well that it's entirely negated by my ridiculous appearance. And then I turn around smartly and walk off.
So
All
you
right.
go walking out the door with him, and you just hear us going, "You're still wearing that thing?" Door closes.
You guys still care? I stopped caring like a while ago.
I missed it when she went by Jade So it was a lot.
Doctor, I think if we're going to be working with your sister, you should probably figure out what the hell is causing all this bad blood and air it out. We are supposed to be on the same side, after all.
That is
It's
true.
the classic. He got a doctorate and she didn't scenario.
Yeah,
There's
classic.
more.
Happens all the time.
I was
Obviously
just,
more to it than that.
I was the spoiled child because I was the youngest as well.
Well, the way she's acting, I don't think the reality as you have perceived things over the years is quite the reality that she's experienced.
Hmm.
I think it might be do yourself and her a favor if you could air things out a bit. I know it would do us all a lot better if she wasn't quite so
Sorry, I don't
Cold,
know if you actually help.
Stonewall.
antagonistic.
Sir, you're also antagonistic to her, to be honest.
Well, you know me. I'm naturally extremely antagonistic towards people that are antagonistic towards me. That's just how I am.
I'll try my best. Sir.
She's our boss, sir. That's the problem.
Dave,
Partly, yes, but if she were nice about it, it'd be easier, much more palatable. You know.
Dave, why don't you tell us what Hans Strausser looks like?
Well, in my mind's eye,
That's
I
good.
imagine this man to be very BJ Blazkowicz looking motherfucker, you know?
God. Wait, which one? Like, are we talking Wolfenstein? The one with all the weird rune magic, alternate dimension thing?
We're talking the most recent iteration of BJ,
Okay.
I think.
Okay,
So,
I got you.
The new order one.
you know, blonde hair, blue eyes, sort of like poster boy
Anglo-Saxon.
for the Aryan, fashion style. So that's
Massively overbuilt, 80%
Yep.
scar tissue. You know.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Buzz cut, that sort of stuff, I imagine as well. Very militaristic, but yeah, that's how I imagine him looking, at least anyway.
I'm super curious about your mech. Is it like covered in flame motifs? Does your flamethrower arm have flames down it?
It's nothing as gaudy as that.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
But
Does this armor have flames?
AP, I just want to say you kind of hit my actual sister's attitude on the fucking head.
Yeah, don't worry. I know a lot about sisters that are like that.
Yeah, which means you should probably talk to your sister in real life too.
Yeah.
No, my sister in real life has a lot of things up with her. Not mentally, she's just kind of a freaking bitch. But that's personal stuff. I'll leave that out of that.
So paint jobs.
I like to imagine that. Can you give me like a lowdown on what the environment sort of is, like what biome?
Yeah,
this
so you're on the
is?
eastern continent. It is like the far east side is archipelagos, very small sand duny islands connected together. Very tropical resort destination. But the one problem that keeps it from becoming a popular tourist spot is that everything smells like sulfur.
Lovely. Okay. Well, in terms of paint jobs, I imagine it would be pretty much like a gunmetal gray, but with highlights. You know, with red highlights. Not so much flame, but
I was gonna think, like maybe you got your roots showing around the cockpit. Got like some black streaks there.
Nothing like that. But the Freemans, they have what sort of insignia?
You get to tell me what insignia. You're the terrorist leader.
Yeah, I imagine it would probably be something along the lines of like some sort of like gauntlet, in a fist sort of thing with like a circle around it.
Yeah,
like that's what I imagine. So that would probably be like emblazoned on the mech, more than anything. So factory standard gunmetal gray, but with a big old target with a fist on the front. That's what I imagine. So
all right. Let's go ahead and make strategy rolls for our opening. And if we have one round of combat before the break, you are incorrect because we're not even going to get that far. We're just going to figure out who goes first.
All right, I just let me don't.
So just a heads up for everyone who done this. Like,
Okay.
Arthur ran me through a brief tutorial on this game like a couple of weeks ago.
I got double sixes.
So,
Don't worry, they'll talk you through how to not die.
Thunder wins.
Yeah.
They want to keep you alive so that they can trick you into letting them join you.
Yeah.
So that's mostly for the audience more than anything. So that was like, oh, look at this.
that's
Look at
fine.
this.
They're used to it.
Don't worry.
They're used to
Eric
guests.
Terrorist leader who's a
Hey,
Eric
Sid.
Harris was on here as a guest. He came in cold, and so we got used to being able to coach him.
James Corp as well.
Pretty well.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
James.
Eric Valgaris is a bit of a crazy lad when it comes to these sorts of mech
Mad
stuff.
lad.
Hey, Sid,
So
here's a
it's
question.
17 in total.
At any time, did you swish your cape?
He has not on screen switched his cape once.
No.
No, he hasn't switched his cape yet.
I imagine this just everywhere he travels, he does it in a spin like a ballerina, so that his cape is just constantly swishing 100% of the time.
I think it's too heavy.
Like
for
an
him.
anime
People fall
character that's
over.
two-dimensional. He's just like wah, 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 across the screen everywhere he goes.
I believe the first time we tried to do that, he just fell over because of the weight.
Probably so.
30 pounds spinning.
So, yes, oh!
Probably because some asshole put weights in the ends, the tips of it. So
He puts both hands like on a wall and like strikes a pose and then swishes the cape to like support himself.
Yep.
So it doesn't throw him over.
So yeah, 17 in total AP.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and place them.
All 80
When we come back, you guys will place wherever you need to, and then we will get started with a battle in the second half. Stick around for that second half. We'll probably won't finish tonight, which means we'll need to find some way to get Rad off the battlefield, or maybe I'll just play as Rad next week.
That's cool. I'm fine with that.
Excellent. It turns out that Rad has suddenly got a compulsion to run at top speed at all enemies, and rather than use the axe, simply fire one weapon.
I mean, I'm the only one
I
that
checked
needs
all
to
of my
live.
ammo because
my-
AC-20s are for bitches.
Stick around for that second half. We'll be back soon.